He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.
Well, how you doing, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Cajun Conservative, where we talk about life, we talk about liberty, and yes, we talk about the pursuit of happiness, and we're showing the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you are located. And this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Just words to live by, ladies and gentlemen. The Lord gives us a brand new day every day, and thank the Lord we have a new day. Could you imagine just being stuck in a loop and a loop and a loop and a loop and a loop? And you know, I don't want to be stuck in a loop and a loop and a loop and a loop. I love living a brand new day, even with all the stuff going on in the world today. I'm glad that the Lord Jesus Christ is my Savior, and one day I won't have to mess with none of this stuff. Can you imagine that, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I know I'm not jumping right to politics yet, but I just want to encourage you. You know, if you love the Lord Jesus Christ and you're saved and you're going to heaven, just imagine we won't have to live in this world much longer. The Lord's coming back someday soon. We don't know when, of course, but guess what? The Lord is coming back soon, and I cannot wait for that day. We won't have to worry about corruption, crooked politicians, and all that stuff. But look, this is just a good day, ladies and gentlemen, a very good day indeed. If you are listening on Apple, Google, Spotify, or Rumble, or YouTube, or Amazon Music, and this is your first time, please consider hitting the follow button or the subscription button. It helps out more than you know. I also ask if you can do me a favor. If you're listening to this episode, please share with a friend. Go ahead and text it out, email it out, put it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on True Social. Go ahead and share this episode until we can't share it no more. I don't know if that's possible, but go ahead and share the podcast. It helps me out more than you know. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not asking much, just to share. And I would greatly appreciate that. You can also find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. You can also find me on True Social. Facebook and True Social is at the Cajun Conservative. Twitter, somebody already had that, unfortunately, but just type in at the Cajun Show and it should pop up on your screen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a busy week. And last week we had Caleb Morris. If you go check out that, he is the owner of the Rustic Renegade. He's also a host of Firearms Friday on KPL 96.5. Also, he co-hosts Implicit Bias. You can find that on Spotify and Apple and other platforms. So go ahead and check him out. And but we had Caleb last week, and I'm going to be talking about a few things that we didn't talk about in that episode as well. Mainly the Parkland Highland Park shooting that happened in Illinois. We might dive into that. I think it's the second segment. I'll have to go look at my notes. But we just have a lot of stories. And one big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode, I believe, 99. I believe. Let's see. Let me go in my records. And we're going to figure it out. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 99. Episode 99. We have been we're about to hit 100 strong, ladies and gentlemen. 100 strong. Now, you know, you do something and you don't know if you're going to get to that point. Now, I made a big deal when Brothers Just Searching made 100 episodes. It took us 2.5 years to do so. I beat that track a little bit more because I started doing 2 episodes per week. And this podcast is going strong in my humble opinion. I'm not going nowhere, so I'm ready to be here for the next 100 episodes. I can't wait to tell people about my 300 episode, and if the Lord tarries. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, your Cajun Conservative, the next episode is going to be the 100th episode. And I cannot wait to dive into that. But I'm going to take care of the 99th episode. The 99th episode is probably crying, oh, you forgot about me. No, 99, I did not forget about you. I'm taking care of you now. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the topics. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question. And, you know, I'm just flabbergasted, to be honest with you. American citizens go outside their house every day. They get in their vehicle, and sometime or another, they have to fuel up. Gas prices have been going down. The media's been making a big thing. Oh, gas prices going down. The last 3 weeks, gas prices hasn't went up. Oh, boy, yeah. The thing of it is, ladies and gentlemen, gas prices are still sitting at $4.50, $5. Some parts in California hit $7. I don't know. I haven't seen any news articles bring it saying it's been down. But ladies and gentlemen, gas prices are still high. Now, our fearless leader, and the reason I call him the fearless leader because nobody fears him. He's fearless. Nobody, they look at him like, that's just Biden. See, that's the whole different thing about Donald Trump. Donald Trump said, hey, I'm going to do this. And, no. It's kind of like I said, with Russia and Ukraine, Trump told Putin, hey, you can do what you want in that side of the world. As long as it doesn't involve the United States of America. Now, if it involves the United States of America, you're in trouble now, buddy. And Putin thinking to himself, this crazy nut, will he do it? Will he not do it? I don't know. So Putin didn't know, but Biden says, don't do that, Putin. Putin's like, fearless Biden. Why? He's fearless? Nobody fears him. But anyway, Biden has been saying for the last couple of months, this is his top priority. And I've been bringing that out a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. His top priority. Everything's his top priority. But we really found out a couple of weeks ago when I brought out the abortion thing, how his top priority is trying to keep abortion there and trying to, trying to go ahead and do global green deals and everything of that nature. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why am I bringing this up again? Because, like I said, you, the American citizen, I'm part of the middle class. You as an American citizen, I know how you feel. Somehow or another, you have to stop at a gas station. You have to put in that gas. And you see the price here in Louisiana, $4.50 an average of the state. So we go and we see $4.50 and we're like, man, the president should do something to lower down them gas prices and to help out the American citizens. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not like that right now. Why do I say this? Now, I've seen something similar to this, or this story broke early last week. And I was hesitant to report on it because it was one newspaper. And if you know me, and everyone that knows me will contest that I like to make sure that the story is accurate. I like to have maybe one or two sources. Now that has come out that the story is accurate, I can bring it out to you, the American people. But this is from the Daily Wire. Biden admin sold nearly 1 million barrels of oil to the Chinese state-owned company tied to Hunter Biden. Let's read into a little bit of this story. The Biden administration sold close to 1 million barrels of oil from the United States Strategy Reserve to a Chinese company that one of his son's equity companies once bought a $1.7 billion stake in. In March, the Energy Department announced it was releasing 30 million barrels of crude oil out of the United States Strategy Reserve. The energy sale was conducted to this was brought together to provide a wartime bridge that would support American customers and a global economy in response to Vladimir Putin's war of choice against Ukraine. The Energy Department received 126 bids, and the department chose 12 to receive a partial of the offer. One of these 12 companies was Unipac America, Inc., and it was chosen to receive 950,000 barrels of crude oil in price-competitive sales. While the sale was largely unannounced at the time, the Washington Free Beacon pointed out on Thursday that the Unipac is the branch of the Chinese corporation, Petrochemical Corporation, also known as Sinopec, and controlled by the Chinese government. The revelation comes after a Wednesday Reuters report revealed that the Biden administration has recently released 5 million more barrels of crude oil from the strategy reserve to other countries. China received about 1 million barrels of of the latest release. Now, ladies and gentlemen, first off, this strategy reserve, it's not meant for other countries. In case America goes to war or there's a crisis where we can't get oil from other countries, we go ahead and use that to fuel American vehicles. We use that crude oil to make American products and to keep our economy going. But ladies and gentlemen, the Biden administration sent nearly 1 million barrels to the Chinese. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, when I first heard of this, I didn't say nothing because I wanted to make sure my facts were correct. And they were. Because this is a second town hall. The Biden administration sold 950 barrels of oil from the U.S. strategy I can't say that word, forgive me, reserves to Unipac, a Chinese-owned company linked to Hunter Biden. Defending the move, the Biden administration claimed that it would address the pain Americans are feeling at the pump, claiming that it will help lower energy costs. How? How will you giving our oil to other people? Now, this goes to a whole nother question too, ladies and gentlemen. Biden is providing oil to the Chinese, who are number one in pollution, is number one in hurting the climate. You can't live in Taiwan or any of the Beijing, whatever. Beijing, whatever that city's called. You can't live there because there's so much smog that you got to wear a mask everywhere. They don't wear masks because of COVID. They wore masks before COVID. Because of the smog. This question rises right here, ladies and gentlemen. Biden cares so much for the environment, where he's trying to implement things to stop us from drilling oil. He's telling oil companies, lower down the gas prices. You're making too much money. But he's going to send our oil. Now, I like how the White House says this. We're doing this because we feel the pain of America. No, you don't. You sit in the White House. Everything, look, and I'm not against this, ladies and gentlemen. I think the president should be taken care of. I think the president should go ahead and, get a salary. And I think he's doing a job for them. But ladies and gentlemen, the American president, he flies around Air Force One. He does not have to pay for that. The president of the United States does not have to pay when he gets in his Humvee or his SUV or whatever they drive him around in and burns, I don't know how much gas. He don't have to pay for that. How is he feeling our pain? How's the White House feeling our pain, ladies and gentlemen? They're not. That's why they're not in a hurry to do this. But they're going to go ahead and take our oil. Now, look, that million barrels is a drop in the bucket to what Americans use. But ladies and gentlemen, shouldn't that oil go to the American citizens of the United States? Secondly, it's kind of funny that, look, remember a while back, and we were labeled conspiracy theorists for this, when they were asking if Biden had ties to China through his son. Hunter Biden, remember the laptop from hell? Hunter Biden had all kind of dealings with Chinese government officials. Oh, you conspiracy theorists. That's only for the campaign. That's a Trump thing. That's all. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows it right here. It's kind of funny. This oil went to one of Hunter Biden's people. And this is the problem right here, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is the bigger problem than him giving the oil to China. One thing, China is not our friend. China has never been called an ally of ours. No, China is our competitor. And this is like Ford going to bring their new plans for their new truck to Chevy. It just don't make sense. Now, the White House apparently can't go ahead and give us a clear answer because, of course, I think it's Peter Dorsey that went ahead and pressed Karine Jean-Pierre. Speaking to reporters at the White House on Tuesday afternoon, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was asked why an energy supply of oil from the strategy reserve is being sent to foreign countries while Americans struggle with high gas prices. She claimed she wasn't aware of the situation. Oh! And ladies and gentlemen, it's just not China. Don't get me wrong. It's just not China. I'm not just mad because of China. I'm mad because it's tied to Hunter Biden. We don't know where all that's is going to end up anyway. But American citizens are struggling. It's the same thing with Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen. I disagree with sending billions upon billions of dollars to Ukraine. I want to see, now, God forbid something ever happens that we have a war in the United States of America. But I want to see if we ever go to war, if somebody ever attacks our homeland. I wonder if Ukraine is going to send us billions and billions of dollars. I wonder if Great Britain is going to send us billions and billions of gallons of oil. I wonder who's going to, I wonder if China is going to go ahead and say, hey, we're an ally. We're going to go ahead and give you some oil. Oh, that's America. America can take care of themselves. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's the thing I hate about this America last situation. That's all this is about. American last. America is last. Hey, you know, they said this. This is the liberal new world order. Ladies and gentlemen, we're sending oil to other countries, tied in with Hunter Biden, while we are paying almost $5 to $6 a gallon for gas. And like I said, the media is praising 3 weeks. The gas prices have since it hit a record high. Yay! Vote for Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't imagine this. I can't imagine a man sitting in the White House and saying, hey, screw the American people. I'm going to go ahead and help China. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, this ain't none of his fault. Everything goes back to Putin and Ukraine. But ladies and gentlemen, this just proves that Biden is an American last president. He does not care about the American citizens. He don't care. Now, he does care about women's rights because that's for more votes. If you heard his speech the other day, signing an executive order for something that does not matter, is just to show people that he's trying to gain votes. That's all his speech was about. Go in November and vote so we can clarify, we can vote in, we can get Roe versus Wade in Congress and get it passed, and the Senate can get it passed. Oh, go vote. Ladies and gentlemen, he can't run on nothing. If I was running for president of the United States as the Republican candidate, even the Democrat candidate, screw the Republican Party on that point. If I was a Democrat candidate, I would say, look, this man has put, hey, he has not implemented nothing of the Democrat Party. He is not listening to the will of the Democratic people. Look, you're paying high gas. Put me in, I'll lower down the gas prices. That's all the Democrat. If somebody wanted to run against Biden, which they will, that's an easy campaign slogan right there. Get rid of backwards Joe. I will lower the gas prices. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just like I said, it's China. I understand why everybody would be mad about China. And ladies and gentlemen, this ain't just the only thing Biden's doing for China. I wonder if he's trying to help China. In the few minutes I have left, we have an article from the Daily Caller. Biden poses to lift Trump-era tariffs on China as the U.S. economy teeters to a recession. The Biden administration is planning. Now, this article was on the 5th of July. The Biden administration is reportedly planning to lift some tariffs on China imports as to seek a balance in maintaining economical pressures from Beijing without addressing domestic inflation. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, he's not, look, heck on the inflation. Heck on everything else. I'm going to help China. I'm going to lift the tariffs off the China. Will it help the American people? We don't know, and we don't care. It's helping China. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm upset about this. Because Biden is doing more for a communist, socialistic country than his own citizens of the United States. And on that point, I think he should be removed. I think if the Congress, and look, I never advocated for this. Now I'm starting to push for this, or I'm starting to think clearly on this. If we take over the House and we take over the Senate, impeachment process needs to start. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's not American first. It's China first in Biden's eyes. On that note, I'll be right back after this short break. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here. I'm the Cajun Conservative, and I want to thank Brother Lanny Hayes from Hayes' Dump Truck Service for their generous support of the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Hayes' Dump Truck Service serves the Lafayette and surrounding areas. If you have any job that you need done, like cleanup or hauling material to your job site or your home, we haul limestone, we haul sand, we haul topsoil, any type of material you need. If you're in the Lafayette and surrounding areas, please call Brother Lanny Hayes at 337-852-8043. Remember, Hayes' Dump Truck Service, where Jesus is Lord of the company. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. I'm feeling pretty good today. If you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, you see I'm laying back. The mic is a little lower than normal. I'm not. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the only one that called for this. Tucker Carlson has said that Biden should be impeached for selling crude oil to China. And look, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I call our president backwards Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, this dude can't even stand on a bike. This dude can't even read a teleprompter. He was making a speech about abortion this week, where, like I said, I don't understand the executive order that he signed, but I don't understand half of what Biden does. But ladies and gentlemen, this man is reading his instructions on the teleprompter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a dumb Cajun, and I have no teleprompter in front of me. I have my notes, and I think on the fly. Do I make mistakes? Yes. But ladies and gentlemen, I am not considered a professional. This man is supposed to be a professional at what he's doing. If his profession is to ruin a country, he's doing an A+ job. But ladies and gentlemen, this man is helping other nations before helping us. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask the question: what if something would major happen that we have to shut off gas lines or stop the flow of oil for something? And I wonder if we'd have to dip into that reserve for a true emergency. Will it be there? Ladies and gentlemen, this man is hurting. He's hurting this nation. What's sad, though, is you're going to have people go in November and still vote Democrat. I know Biden ain't on the backwards Biden ain't on the ballot. But ladies and gentlemen, this is scary. I want to say this: the people that are voting in this midterms, they have a poll, and I think this is gonna fit into what I'm about to say. But people in November are not gonna vote for the party of Biden. The Daily Caller brought out a poll: 71% of voters don't want Biden in 2024. An overwhelming majority of American voters don't want Joe Biden to run for re-election in 2024, according to a recent poll from Harvard Cap's Harris poll. 71% of Americans surveyed said they do not want Biden to seek a term, and 29% indicated he should. So only 29% of people say he should run for president. Amongst those who oppose Biden's second term, 45% of them said he should not make a second bid because he's a bad president. 30% said Biden, who is about to turn 80 this year, is too old. 26% said this time it's time for a change. An additional 60% of voters have doubt about Biden's mental fitness for office. The poll was conducted June 28 and 29, 2022 amongst 1,308 registered U.S. voters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this about that poll: it was a small number. And I don't know what was the majority. I know this was not a conservative polling site. But ladies and gentlemen, should he be impeached? Like I said, I'm starting to warm up to the idea. But then you have to think about Kamala Harris, who has a worse approval rating than Joe Biden. Then if you impeach both of them, then you have Nancy Pelosi. Then our country's really going to hell in a handbasket. So, ladies and gentlemen, you got to go vote in November. This is a lame duck president already. Let's lame duck him some more. Anyway, let's move on. Highland Park parade shooting suspect contemplated a second attack, officials say. Now, this was the guy that went ahead in Highland Park, shot a number of people and also killed many of them. He was thinking about having an attack in Wisconsin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me talk about this shooting. First off, it happened on Independence Day. And look, Independence Day shouldn't have been marked with this right here. But he went ahead and he did his mass shooting off of the top of a building. Now, thank the Lord that the judge and then he didn't have parole. This mass shooter did live, so he will face his fate. He has his faith and he has his reward coming if he's found guilty. Because I do believe we're still in a country where we believe innocent until proven guilty. He will have his day in court. But he already admitted of doing it. He also admitted of having a second attack. Now, I had Caleb Morris on and we were talking about this. And this is where I'm bringing up to the point right here. This shooting is horrible. But ladies and gentlemen, on this point, we just passed a gun control bill. Think about this. That said it would prevent these type of shootings. And it's not in law yet, Isaac. It's not in effect yet. The president signed it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. This law is in effect, but this proves a point that gun control does not stop mass shootings. Why do I say that? Why do I bring up gun control? Well, guess what Biden did after this attack, ladies and gentlemen? Biden went ahead on January 4th, pushed gun control. Biden went ahead and used the opportunity once again to attack the Second Amendment and gun control. He said we need to do more. Yes, what we did with red flag laws and what we did with all this stuff. Yeah, it's good, but we need more gun control. And ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this, I'm going to call it what it is, this fool that went ahead and shot up these people. He was a rapper. I'm not against that. He could do that. That's better. But he had, let's just say it like this. He had content that he drew some drawings of him shooting police officers. He also read an article where he was talking to his dad about committing a mass shooting or talking about mass shootings. They had an incident to where the red flag laws that Illinois had at this time didn't do that. He went buy him another gun and he went ahead and do this. Ladies and gentlemen, this proves red flag laws do not work. Oh, because y'all gun people, y'all let them have the right to hold guns. Look, I'm not against that. Every mass shooter, I'm saying that. Look, the thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And also, we mentioned this with Caleb, that Illinois is one of the most strict gun law states in the world, or in this country. It is almost impossible. It's like California and New York. It is almost impossible for you to get a gun. But this young man did. And we go ahead and we push more gun control. We need more gun control in the country. We need to stop these guns. And look, ladies and gentlemen, this man definitely had mental health issues. I'm not going to deny that. It's a shame what happened, though. Look, I pray for all the families that were involved with that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm beating a dead horse, because the left ain't gonna stop with this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a whole bigger agenda. They use these mass shootings and their tragedies, but they use it for their political advantage. And look, like I said this, I think it was 2 episodes ago. The Republicans are just falling right into their hands. When you have a senator booed at a rally for passing this law, that's a sign. But Biden, and look, ladies and gentlemen, Biden saying we need to push more gun control. You have the Democrats saying we need to push more gun control. It just, unfortunately, they don't get to their skull that the meat of the problem is that person's heart. If that person wants to kill somebody, he can find a butter knife and do it. And look, what was Cain's issue? Let's go to biblical principles for a second. Cain and Abel. Cain didn't like his brother because he offered a sacrifice and God didn't accept it, but he offered up Abel's sacrifice. They did not have no guns. They did not have no. They didn't have no black powder. They didn't have. You know what Cain killed him with? A rock. Ladies and gentlemen, a rock. Why? Because Cain had evil in his heart and he wanted to kill Abel. So he used a rock. And ladies and gentlemen, look, I saw a meme the other day. Thank God he didn't ban rocks from being used, because then David wouldn't have had a weapon to kill the giant, Goliath. So, ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing about gun control, it don't work. You can't ban it away. Sorry, that's just my opinion. All right, let's move on. So I went ahead and I did send this to my friend Roger from Culper's Canteen Cup, because he's in Arizona. But this is really ruffling the feathers of the Democrat Party. This is from the Daily Caller. Yeah, Daily Caller. Black Republican uses AR-15 to confront angry Democrats and Klan hoods in campaign ads. A black Republican pastor running for Congress in Arizona dropped an ad Wednesday in which he uses an AR-15 to confront members of the Ku Klux Klan. Jerome Davison is running for Arizona's 4th congressional district, and an ad dropped on Twitter with the caption, "Make rifles great again." Davison says sometimes AR-15 is needed. Democrats like to say that no one needs an AR-15 for self-defense, that no one could possibly need all 30 rounds, but when the rifle is in the only thing standing between you and your family and a dozen angry Democrats in Klan hoods, you just might need that semi-automatic. All 30 rounds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I seen the ad. This... And look, this should make Democrats are probably furious, and that how dare this black man say we're the party of the Klan, because they were. The Ku Klux Klan had more Democrats. The whole reason the Ku Klux Klan was created was to stop black people from being free and working and running for public office. If you read history, more black people became Republicans after the Civil War, because the Democrats were the party of hate and the Democrats were the party of racism. That is in your history books. Now, fact checkers might tell me no, but hey, if you read true history, that is true. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're just talking about gun control. This brings out a good point too. He said that why does people need 30 rounds? And look, I'm going back to what Caleb and me talked about a little bit, because this brings up the issue of gun control. Self-defense. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody like, oh, you don't need 30 rounds. Good point. I don't need 30 rounds for defense. Well, when you have an angry mob coming to you, then 30 rounds are probably going to work pretty well. You can't just shoot 3 rounds or 5 rounds or 10 rounds and have to hurry up and reload. If you only have 3 magazines, if you have one, you have double the load. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this goes to you remember the couple from St. Louis that got charged because they were protecting their home? Remember when the summer of love, the summer of 2020, people were running around and they were burning cities and they were doing evil things? And these people, they went to these lawyers' house and like, let's burn down their mansion. They walked through the gates and you had a woman with a pistol and a man with an AR-15. They didn't go too far, but then people felt threatened for their lives. They should. They walked on private property that was not theirs. You get what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I agree with this man. I agree with this pastor. Hey, I'm not, and look, 3 things the Democrat Party hates too. He's a pastor, he's a Republican, and he believes in guns. So 3 things they hate. So that, like I said, I don't know how this man's doing in the polls, but yeah, man, it's let's show the world what these guns are. What these guns are. It's for self-defense. On this election cycle, ladies and gentlemen, I just think it's funny. But this man is showing true history, and of course they're gonna fight with that. So I want to spend a couple of more minutes on this next story. I thought about this the other day. Excuse me as I get a taste of water. My mouth is running dry today. So this is a political article. Shadow 2024 race. Northam versus DeSantis. And I thought this was pretty interesting. Forget Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. The biggest pro-lib to 2024 might just be the escalating back and forth between Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis. The governor of California and Florida have rolled insults about each other's leadership and politics during most of the COVID-19 pandemic, but now Newsom has ratcheted up the conflict by taking almost daily pot shots at Republicans foes such as DeSantis and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Most recently, Newsom dropped more than $100,000 on a new ad airing on Fox News that tweaked DeSantis' home state. In his home state, on Tuesday, he started fundraising off of the ad and conflicts with DeSantis. Now, they're talking about? Gavin Newsom, the fell governor and almost replaced governor. Thanks to Dropbox and stuff, he stayed in there. This whole thing right here, Gavin Newsom ran an ad in Florida, a gubernatorial ad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that I might have to go into this a little bit more into the third segment. But ladies and gentlemen, why would a governor that's running for governor in California run an ad in run an ad in Florida? Well, of course you have political this is for the presidential, like he's trying to tell Floridians, hey, be like California. I watched the ad and he's like, be like California. We believe in free speech. We believe in everything. And of course he didn't mention, I don't believe the Second Amendment, but we believe in free speech. We believe in free choice. We believe in all the socialistic stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, Governor Newsom's state is going down in a toilet, literally, because there's feces all over. There's a poop all over the place. Go to California and to San Francisco. You will smell the crap all over the... I'm serious. You walk in... I never been there. I have never went to San Francisco. I do not desire to go to San Francisco. But if you read the reports, all the major cities in California are literally crap. Because there's so much homeless people there, and they're taking leaks and they're taking craps all over the place. So Gavin Newsom, vote for Gavin Newsom, the governor of crap. That's all you get. Ron DeSantis, that's all he has to run on, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is why this story has captivated me a little bit, because it makes perfect sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say majority. A lot of Republicans are asking Donald Trump not to run for re-election. They're asking him to not run for 2024. And the reason that is being, now Trump is taking a lot of heat. I have an article in my notes. I didn't put it for this show, but Liz Cheney is saying the whole purpose, and we've been knowing this, but Liz Cheney is finally getting the stomach to go ahead and finally bring out the true information. But Liz Cheney is saying that this January 6th committee is to stop Donald Trump. They want to press criminal charges. They want to indict a former president, which I don't think the founding fathers ever thought would happen. But there's a lot of Republicans, and look, I'm gonna be honest with you, me included. I wish Donald Trump would not run. I would say this: I think Donald Trump should keep the option open, because they're hitting him so much that Ron DeSantis ain't getting hit that hard. The first day that Donald Trump says, "Hey, I'm not running," they're gonna turn all their attention to Ron DeSantis, because Ron DeSantis is clearly the front runner if Trump steps out. But I said it earlier: people don't want Biden. 71% of Americans do not want Biden to run for re-election. Majority of them believe that he's not mentally fit to become to be president of the United States in 2024. So if you take out Biden and you take out Donald Trump, who's your front runners? I just said it. The Republican Party. You have Ron DeSantis. You have Greg Abbott. You have a few people that could run for president of the United States, but Ron DeSantis, as I just said, would be the clear front runner. Then you look on the Democratic side. You have Cory Booker. You have Kamala Harris. But ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Newsom would probably be the front runner. He's the most progressive. I think a lot of people would vote for him. I don't know who his running mate would be, but I do see that matchup. And I'm going to be honest with you. If the Democrats keep doing what they're doing and the Republican Party don't stop what the Democrats are doing, this could be a close race, because all Newsom has to say, well, the Republicans took over the House and they took over the Senate. They didn't do nothing. Biden didn't do nothing. He's a lame duck. Let's vote Democrat and put me in there, and I'm going to change everything. It just scared. Now, Andrew Cuomo's in the mix, too. Now, that might be a ticket to watching the Democratic side. Newsom and Andrew Cuomo. I think Andrew Cuomo got too much baggage, though. But we'll have to see. But this is why I wanted to talk about this, ladies. This is I can see this matchup. I can see a Trump and Biden too. I'm getting UFC talk on here. Biden and Trump too. I can see that, but at the same time, I could see Newsom and DeSantis. And ladies and gentlemen, this does answer why Newsom would run an ad in Florida. Now, I have an article where more people are returning red than blue in the Republican side. We'd have to wait until 2024. I'm still worried about 2022, which we have a lot to watch on. I'll be right back after this short break.
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. My name is Scott Ford, and I have a show on Rumble. It's the Scott Ford Show, all in one word, the Scott Ford Show, and it's on Rumble. And I also have a motivational success show on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell. That would mean a lot to me. Enjoy your life. Thank you, Isaac. God bless.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third and final segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. So we got some world news I want to go ahead and dive into. Former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, was assassinated during a campaign speech. Hospital officials confirm former Japanese Prime Minister has been assassinated in a shooting while giving a speech on the streets of Naro in western Japan. Friday morning, hospital officials confirmed hours later. Praying for the Japanese people. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I know I criticized Biden, I criticized Bill Clinton, I criticized Jimmy Carter, I criticized Donald Trump, I criticized the Bushes, I criticize a lot of these people. But I see them as leaders. They are leaders, and like them or dislike them, they're still the leader of this country, and that is for every politician. I do not like a lot of politicians, but when you hear someone passes away, especially a president, you give them the most honorable respect. Now, this isn't our president, but when I seen this, my heart went out to the Japanese people. Because this was the prime minister of the time of Donald Trump, and I'm not too familiar with his history, but he's still a leader of that country. I think he was duly elected and all that stuff. So keep the Japanese people in your prayers. Also, we had news, I think the day before this, that Boris Johnson, the prime minister of the Ukraine, is stepping not Ukraine, the United Kingdom. I don't know why I said Ukraine, but the United Kingdom, England, is stepping down. They had some of their political stuff. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, I said this before because I talked about Justin Trudeau from Canada, and I talk about a lot of these leaders, and they have policies. They can run their country the way they want. Just don't tell America how to run our country. It's the same thing it's the same thing with America. We shouldn't pry into other people's business. Run your country the way you think fit. We are against socialism. We will fight against that. Like Donald Trump's mentality of it was. Listen, do what y'all want in your countries. It's fine. Just don't touch our soil or don't touch our policies. And Boris Johnson, he was considered conservative. Now, Boris Johnson surprised me when he kept putting these lockdowns in England, but now he is supposed to be the conservative alternative in England. Now, I remember when he became president, a lot of people in the world thought this was Trump 2.0. A lot of people were comparing him and Trump with the hair and everything, but now Boris Johnson, I don't know how long he's going to be there, but he's stepping down as the prime minister of England, and we're gonna have to see what happens with that. And look, ladies and gentlemen, a lot has happened this year with prime ministers. We've had the Israel people, the Jewish people in Israel changed their prime minister from Benjamin Netanyahu, and this next one, they made a certain deal to where it won't be prime minister this time, this will be the prime minister that time, to take out Benjamin Netanyahu. And unfortunately, with the passing away of the former Japanese prime minister, and then you have Boris Johnson leaving. So look, ladies and gentlemen, also Macron in France, I heard that he has a very bad low approval rating right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we just got to see what happens. Like I said in the second segment, I'm more worried about 2022 and America's problems than I look. I'm not trying to sound cold-hearted. It just, I live in America. If I live in Japan, or if I lived in England, or I lived in somewhere else, I probably would care about politics in those countries, and I wouldn't care what America was doing. That's just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, and we ended the second segment with me talking about the 2024 election. I'm not really big in talking about 2024. After 2022, I'll probably dive into more 2024. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. Biden's bad. Kamala's bad. But I think Gavin Newsom is worse. And I just know, on that note, if I had to make a prediction, and I might be biased on this, but I would say Ron DeSantis would win. You can look. I'm going to be honest with you. If you looked at the 2008, when it was McCain and Obama, that was really a toss-up, but you could tell that it was more leaning towards Obama's way. Same thing in 2012 when Obama and Mitt Romney ran. Obama was the favorite all the way through. Now, he did get helped by 14 million Republicans that stayed home because they didn't agree with Romney. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if Romney would run for president again, he wouldn't get the nomination from the Republican Party. But if something happened, he would. I think more Republicans would stay home. But on that note, that shows your vote does matter. I'm glad Romney didn't become president, because the way he's wishy-washy now, I hate to see if he would have been the president of the United States. That's my personal opinion. But if you looked at that race, Obama was the favorite all the way. If you jump into 2020, which was saying it was a landslide for Hillary Clinton, the polls were wrong. Same thing in 2020, the polls didn't fit right and the numbers didn't fit right. But you had this. Even that, I'm gonna say 2020. When we heard that Biden was running, Trump had no problems, and unfortunately he lost. So we can have our own. We can have a different. Things could happen to where the other candidate that's not favorable wins. But if you look at this, there's Newsom and Ron DeSantis. The way Ron DeSantis' numbers are bringing out, and people are seeing how California is. Let's just say it like this: California right now are electing Republicans. There's an election for the LA mayor, and the Republican has a great shot of becoming the mayor of LA. Oh no! Why? Gavin Newsom. And a lot of people tied. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. You can make your own judgment. But normally, the person that is in charge, like Biden, all the decisions from that party reflects on the president. If the president or the governor's doing bad, they're going to lose. That's just my humble opinion. All right, so we got some news from Twitter. Now, I use Twitter. I use Facebook. I use all big tech. Sometimes I talk about them, but I use them for publicity. And we had this break, the 8th. That was Friday. Let me go look at my calendar to make sure. I think because at the time of this recording, it is the 10th, and this is going to drop on the 11th. Okay, yeah. So Friday, we had word that billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk has reportedly called a halt on his proposed deal to buy giant social media platform Twitter. According to a letter sent by Musk's attorney on Friday addressing the Twitter chief legal officer, he wanted to call off the deal because officials had not been able to give him the information he needed regarding the percentage of fake bots, according to account presented on the platform. Now, what this is, ladies and gentlemen, you see this all the time. It helps people. These bots help people start Twitter feeds or Twitter trends. Hashtag this, hashtag that. You know, I'm gonna use, for example, hashtag the Cajun Conservative in your next tweet. I listen to the Cajun Conservative hashtag at the Cajun Conservative, and if we become a big enough trend, we will make some headway. A lot of this is done by bots, fake accounts, people that make accounts, Joe Blow down the road or Joe Bag of Donuts or something of that nature. They make these fake accounts, and these fake accounts go ahead and they share trends. And I'm trying to remember the number. I think when I heard it the first time, it was like 5%, give or take. And Elon Musk found out that isn't true. There's a lot more fake bots out there. So he's been asking Twitter for a while to go ahead and do this. Now, you got to realize this man is buying this company for $44 billion. That's with a B, not an M. $44 billion. And they're hiding this information from him. Now, according to Ben Shapiro, I can never say that man's name right. If I ever meet that man, I'm going to ask him, please teach me how to say your name. If we get signed by the Daily Wire, I better hope I say his name right. Anyway, but Ben Shapiro from the Daily Wire brought this issue out. This deal, I think Twitter is maybe market value at $25 billion, which is still a lot of money. But if this is all done by spam accounts or robots, fake bots, it is not valued at $44 billion. Now, on that note, Twitter has threatened to sue Elon Musk that he has to obtain the deal. And before coming on the air, let me see if I can find it. Twitter has lawyered up. They've got, let's just say, they got some of the best lawyers in the country, and they can afford it. This is a developing story. Do I think Elon Musk should keep on trying to fight this? Yes. Because, ladies and gentlemen, do you like being lied to? When Elon Musk was trying to find out all this stuff, he asked them about the fake bots. He probably put that all into the bid. Now, did he overpay? If you look at the numbers, yeah, he probably did. But on that note, he did agree to pay $44 billion. Now, if he agreed to pay that, he should have paid it and take care of the bots himself. Because he's bragging that he can go ahead and bring up the social media giant and wake up this giant. Let's just say that, because Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, I use Twitter. I put my notes out there, but I don't hardly go read anything. Now, it might be because I don't have all the people. I do have some news articles, but there's some people out there that they use Twitter for all their information. Now, but there's a lot of people that don't use Twitter. It's just out there. I have two accounts. I have the Cajun Conservative account. Well, no, I got three accounts. I have the Cajun Conservative account. I got the Brothers Just Searching account, and I got my personal account. But on that note, I use Facebook more than I use Twitter. But Elon Musk was saying, hey, I'm going to take it. And that's why he put $44 billion on the table. Did he overpay? Now you also have, because biblically he should keep up the end of the deal, but if they lied to him, we don't know. And I think this is going to be a developing story. And will Elon Musk obtain Twitter? I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So, all right. So, guys, my last story is really one of, I guess you could say, not concerned. I'm gonna address woke culture for a second, because we've been seeing this for a while now. I'm in the middle, and I've been super busy. I'm still in the middle of reading Phil Robinson's book, Uncanceled. Phil was a victim of cancel culture because he went ahead and he said some things about the LGBTQ community. He was fired from 80, and when Duck Dynasty and the guys over there said, no, we're gonna quit and we'll pay the legal fines, but we're gonna stand with our dad, A&E kind of, hey, open arms. They welcome him back in, and they survived cancel culture. Now, cancel culture is if, they look at things back in the 80s and the 90s, or even in the 50s. Disney did this where they went ahead and they brought out like special, and they still do that. They still put out special captions, and they tell people, look, this show has offensive content. We wouldn't make this movie today, but we're keeping it on for you to start the conversation for it. And it's really to make the money, because like me, ladies and gentlemen, if there are some movies, I see that I watch some movies with that caption. There's some there's some good movies that have that caption on it. If they would go ahead and start taking off stuff, that'd probably be the straw that breaks the camel back, and I'd cut off Disney Plus because, hey, I can't watch it. But anyway, to say all this, ladies and gentlemen, how many and I'm gonna quote an old story, but the second story came from last week. How many the show Friends? Now, I'm gonna tattletale on my wife a little bit. This is my wife's favorite movie. My wife, the other day we was at Ross's, the retail store, and I found the cup that said Center Park on it. Now, I watch enough Friends to know what that is. At the little coffee house they used to go ahead and hang out in. Well, I seen that, show my wife. My wife freaked out, and I was like, "You want it?" She goes, "Yeah, let's buy it." So I think she bought 2 of them. But so my wife's a big Friend. She has some clothing. She has a lot of stuff with Friends on it. She likes this movie. Her dad and SpongeBob. She loves it, and I'm not against that. But anyway, this last week, Friends co-creator Martha Craftman apologized for misgenderizing Chandler's transgender parents. Now, if you watch the show, and I remember, Chandler had a dad that was a drag queen, and he went, and it was a lot of jokes centered around Chandler's father being trans or being a drag queen. And this show started, I think, in the 1990s, ended in 2000, 2001, and it was a joke, ladies and gentlemen. And now, this shows how much America has come to where people in Hollywood, this isn't your normal average day American. This is producers, this is actors, this is writers, all these people. Let's just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. All these people in that industry in that time made fun of the LGBTQ community and transgenders. Think about it. And they're not now they're apologizing. They became woke, but she has apologized for a #1 movie that made her famous and rich. She said pronouns were not yet something that I understood. Kaufman told the BBC in an interview scheduled to air Monday at the time of this article when it was written. So we didn't reflect to that character as she. We reflected that character as she, and that was a mistake. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand what apologizing for something you've done wrong. But this is told. I just, I read these articles and I'm like, really? You're going to apologize for something that look, and it was a joke, ladies and gentlemen. It was clearly a joke. They weren't belittling the people. It was just a joke. Chandler didn't understand, and Chandler married Ross's sister, I think, or something of that nature. Now, this isn't the first time that this co-creator has said this. This article came from May 29, 2021, just a little over a month ago. The creators responsible for bringing Friends to life on the small screen are speaking up about the show's lack of diversity. Series creators Martha Kaufman and David Crane and executive producers Kevin Bright reflected on the sitcom's all-white cast and said if the show were have to be premiered today, the cast would be different. If we did Friends today, no, I don't imagine that we would probably end up being an all-white cast, Bright 66 told the Hollywood Reporter. So now this is a whole different thing too right here, ladies and gentlemen. I understand diversity and all that. But them 6 people that were on that show made Friends. Jennifer Anderson and all the rest of them made Friends. That's what made the movie or the series. If you remove one of them cast members, the show's messed up. And look, I'm gonna say this about Friends. This is what I can say about a lot of movies. I'm gonna use I'm gonna use the example of Marvel. Marvel done the same thing. They just pick the right actors. Sometimes, not all of them, but sometimes, majority of the time, Marvel picks the right actor. But these people that created this show, when they picked that cast, the actors were all made for that part. That's what made them famous. Oh well, we're not gonna have a. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, I think they picked look, it's the best person for the job. I don't care if you're white, black, yellow, pink, green, whatever. If you fit the part, put them in that part. That's nothing wrong with that. But this is all they're saying this because of political side. Well, we didn't understand racism then. Oh, now you understand it now. Oh, we didn't understand transgenderism and LGBTQ. Well, it's the same issue. No, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a different time. We understood that if you fit the right part, we're going to give you the part, no matter your color. Also, if you are a man and this is just 20 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, if you were a man and you said you were a woman, they thought you were crazy. But now, we're enlightened. If you're a man, we can't call you a man and we can't call you woman. We got to call you non-binary. This also shows what a society has went through in 20 years. What happened in 20 years? And like I said, ladies, I don't think this woman meant any harm. They just meant it as a joke. They wanted to make people laugh. But now, and see, this is what the problem with industry, and I'm going to go ahead and end on this note. The movie industry is so politicized now that it's not entertaining no more. It's about pushing an agenda. I don't think she was worried about what people thought. I think she was worried about ratings. And that movie was one of the greatest movies of all time, one of the greatest sitcoms. It helped NBC rise to the top. But now she's apologizing for everything she's done. Well, if that's the case, send me your money. Send me all your money, all the royalties, and we'll put it to the Cajun Conservative Show. If you feel that bad about it, go ahead and send me all the money. I'll take it. I want to apologize for a thing. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end out this episode. So until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. Remember, Jesus Christ is coming back and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart because Jesus has overcome the world. Until next time, for the 100th episode, we'll see you. You have a good one.